to Hillary Clinton's email scandal. A top judge rules that State Department officials and top aides, including Huma Abedin, should be questioned under oath about the Clinton email scandal. All rise. Judge Napolitano is here. Does this mean it is now possible that Hillary Clinton receives a subpoena and will be called upon to testify under oath?
I think it's probable that Hillary Clinton will be called to testify. I have called this, and not just me, others as well, Hillary Clinton's nightmare. This case slowly proceeding through the court. So we have two issues going on here. We have the Freedom of Information Act litigation, which is what this was a ruling from yesterday. At the same time, we have the FBI investigation. Yet the FBI investigation is based on the documents that came out of the Freedom of Information Act litigation. So the civil litigation, which is actually a couple of years old, sprung loose the documents that the FBI has begun to scrutinize. We don't know where the FBI is in their research. We don't know if they're ready to make a recommendation. I believe, and some of our colleagues here that have sources in the government believe, that they are ready to make a recommendation. Whatever that recommendation is, it'll be secretly sent to the Justice Department. It'll eventually be made known to the world, whether she's indicted. And if she's not indicted, then the FBI will have to account for itself. But this case is a civil case where the latitude in questioning the witnesses is far broader than what could happen in the criminal case. Here's the most interesting part. They put Huma Abedin, they put Philippe Reines, they put Cheryl Mills under oath in this civil case, and what do? Invoke the Fifth Amendment. If they do that, they will be doing it on the advice of their lawyers, that they might themselves become a defendant in the criminal case. If they don't do that and reveal a conspiracy in the State Department to avoid the Freedom of Information Act requirements, more grist for the FBI's mill. So I don't know how she escapes this. I really don't.
You've got tunnel vision here. It's closing and closing and closing and closing. The avenues for escape or obfuscation or whatever is all narrowing down.
Chris Cuomo on another network asked her about this yesterday, and she laughed it off. That laughing it off does nothing but gin up the FBI to work harder.
So her situation with this new development has worsened.
Absolutely. She is an astute, Yale-trained lawyer, whatever you think of her politics and whatever you think of her integrity or lack of it. She cannot not know how grave her legal situation is on two fronts, with the FBI and now with this judge, appointed by her husband, by the way, who ordered the testimony of everybody around her.
Ouch. I got to ask you about the election. It seems to me that Donald Trump he's got a direct, straight shot at the nomination. There's not much in his way. He's got momentum, etc., etc., etc. Are you okay with this? Are you used to this? Have you wrapped your arms around it? Have you accepted this? No.
Well, you know, we cannot escape history, and this is apparently going to happen whether we want it or not. And it probably will be a choice between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
But is this your
stark choice?
Is your judgment the same as mine? That after Nevada last night, with his huge victory, it's a straight shot. He's locking it up.
Ted Cruz has been a friend of mine for a long time, and I have great respect for his intellect. So I say this notwithstanding that friendship. Yes, my judgment is the same as yours. It appears that the Republican nomination for Donald Trump is now inevitable.
A lot of people say that if all the non-Trump candidates, the other 5, unite behind one, then that one has enough votes to beat Trump. But that argument supposes that, say, Cruz drops out, then all of his voters, his supporters, go to Rubio.
I don't think he can do that. I don't think Cruz, even if he wanted to, could deliver his supporters to Rubio. Some would naturally go to Trump.
They go to Trump.
Some would naturally go nowhere. They just wouldn't want to vote. I don't think
the math isn't there, is it?
Agreed. If Trump wins in Florida or does very, very well in Texas, that is really the end of it.
Okay. But you realize that Donald Trump is a strict constitutionalist. You realize that, don't you?
Are you saying that with a straight face, Mr. Varney?
Yeah.
You know, I know him well. In fairness, I have a financial relationship with him. It has nothing to do with Fox. It has to do with real estate in New York City. It's a very amicable relationship for the two of us. But have you ever heard him mention civil liberties, freedom of speech, the Constitution, the Congress, the court? I know I'm going to hear about this for saying it, but I'm saying it anyway.
Nobody's going to make America great again. How about that? It's always fun.
He's becoming irresistible to the Republican electorate.
Yes. I think so.
Yes.
And what, his voters, the people who support Donald Trump, they're not, if he's not the candidate, they don't suddenly go, oh, okay, we'll vote for Cruz or we'll vote for Rubio. That's not the way it is. They won't vote. They won't vote.
I think there's strong evidence for what you've just said. As there is for almost everything you say.
That's a shade away from saying, you know, Stuart, you're right. You could say every now and again, you could say it. But you're right. George, it was fun. Thank you very much, sir.
All the best.